Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox postgame podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! That's the only thing I want to yell today is fuck! You know what? You better stay tuned for this one after I do the whole brief, 714 tickets pitch as far as for tickets and our sponsor and all the things I wanted to get into today. I had some good news to broadcast. But you know what? I'm going to take a little I'm just going to get through the freaking advertisement, and then I'm going to go nuclear. I'm going to go nuclear because I'm tired of this. I am sick and freaking tired of this. So first off and foremost, welcome into the ToddFox postgame show. It's a little early edition. I want to get this out there today. And it's right after the game. We just lost 2 of 3 to Houston. We lost 2 of 3 to Texas. I brought this up earlier in the season when we did our podcast that these games are more critical against the division opponents because we don't have as many against them as years prior. We don't have the unbalanced schedule. We don't play teams 16 to 19 times. We only play them a few times, and now losing 2 of 4 to 2 teams that are going to be in contention for a while really hurts our situation moving forward. Yes, we're 20-18. Yes, we're 2 games over 500, but Texas didn't help us out today, or Seattle didn't help us out. They lost to Texas 5-4. They lost 2 of 3 to them, so we lose 2 more games in the standings to fall 3 games back. Now, 714 tickets, 714 tickets, 714 tickets is a place to go if you want Angels baseball tickets, Dodger tickets, UCLA basketball tickets, any kind of sporting event you could think of that's in the state, out of state, whatever. Use our little promo code HITI in the apply code, and you automatically get 10% off of that set purchase plus 5% off of another additional purchase moving forward. So that's 15% off on back-to-back purchases with whatever you do, and you could use that code over and over and over, plus enter in to win a new jersey courtesy of Halos in the Infield and 714 tickets. So, with that being said, if you have any children in the car, parental discretion is advised, because fuck me and all the fans that showed up today at Angel Stadium. I am sick and freaking tired of Phil Nevin. And if you want to put Perry into this mix, if you think it's Perry, fine. But I'm sick and tired of the reluctancy to not bunt in an obvious goddamn bunt situation and wasting outs over and over and over. And Mike Trout, for the love of God, for all the criticism I've gotten on this page and other pages moving forward, I've been yelled at. I've had people say that you're stupid, you don't know your takes, how dare you go after Mike Trout? But he can't catch up to a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and he keeps swinging at shit above his head. Same thing with Ward. These guys either are not listening, or Thames is like, no, they got my respect. They could do whatever the hell they want. They're superstars. They're Hall of Famers. They can get themselves out of these situations. I'll work with the guys who are lesser known. Is that it? Because Mike Trout isn't changing his swing. Mike Trout is still swinging at bullshit. Had a hat trick tonight. His only hit was literally should have been an error at third base. But besides everything that happened leading up to the 5-2 score, again, the Angels giving a crooked number back after just barely getting the lead and not being able to hold it for more than 1 inning. They don't help out Griffin Canning. He throws a lot of pitches outside. Yes, it wasn't his day. A huge throwing error by him at first base. Should have been an error, but there was an error on Rendon. Little bloop hits killed him again. No velo here. There was no hard hit balls. There was no need for any. Just hit him where they ain't. And that's what the Astros and the Rangers did in this series. But the thing that pisses me off is they fall behind and don't get the calls. You can say the umpires were trash. Whatever. But the Angels went inning after inning and did nothing. They did nothing. So after the second inning, they didn't get a first hit to the eighth inning. You did absolutely nothing. Even if your pitching does give a run here, a run there, you're still doing nothing at all. And you're not helping this. You're not trying to support the team. You're not trying to get this team back in it. They gave you the opportunities to come back. The bullpen did its job again. Say what you want about Herget, but he was left in a screwed up situation. And Pena came through with that hit. So this is frustrating on so many levels that once again, you blow an opportunity to beat a team that's down. Because let's face it, the Astros are down. And you can't beat them straight up. And once again, the fourth straight series, you let a number 9 hitter or someone hit his first home run or someone that's under 200 get a big clutch hit or a 2-run homer. Again, Maldonado is the worst hitter, always consistently batting under 200. And yet you keep making him look like an all-star. He keeps getting big hits, or you hit him when it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But that's not even my biggest complaint about this game. Because again, the bullpen left you in the game. My biggest complaint, and I've stuck up for this guy for now 2 years. And I even gave him a vote of confidence to come back, and I was okay with it until the Rangers got Bochy. I didn't know Bochy was out there. Had I known Bochy was out there as far as a possible candidate to manage my Angels, I would have said, no, I don't want Nevin back. There's better out there. Because there really wasn't that many coaching candidates out there that were good at the time. So why not give Nevin a chance again after he, kind of got this team going the right way at the end of last season? But no, what happened today was atrocious in the 9th inning. You get a couple guys on, or one guy on, meaning Mike Trout, and he gets that whatever the bullshit call for getting a credit for a single. That was an error. So he makes it to first base. Ohtani comes up and goes home run. It's 5-4. You're in a good spot now, but you still need to get base runners. So what does Rendon do? He gets on base, beats out an infield single. Okay. Renfroe comes up. I'm like, please don't hit into a double play. Here's Nevin mistake number 1. Nevin mistake number 1 in that inning. Why isn't there a pinch runner for Rendon? Number 2, why aren't you trying to swing the other way with Renfroe? That hit usually with a shift is a double play. But because Houston adjusted their defense, that was a single. So he got lucky. 2 on, nobody out. I'm literally yelling, like I'm yelling now. Bunt the fucking ball. Bunt, 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 bunt. And then bunt again. You have Drury up who's a double play machine or a strikeout machine. And that's the only things he does besides hitting an occasional home run. He's very streaky. And right now he's not in a good streak. So you suppose, if he can't do it, pull someone off the fucking bench to do it. Bunt the ball. Bring up Renifo to bunt. Somebody bunt. Because this way you have the tying runner at third. A sacrifice in any way scores that run. You have the go-ahead runner at second. If worst comes to worst and you hit a ground ball on the next hitter and they throw the runner at third out, you still have another runner in position to possibly win on or tie the game on a wild pitch. You're still setting yourself up either way. But no, Drury stays in the box, gets into a 1 ball 2 strike, works at 3-2, and then of course he strikes out. Then Matt Thaiss, who we've been giving praise, yes, has been hitting better. But again, who could be a double play candidate, hits the ball off the end of the bat weakly to the shortstop, 2 outs. Then Urshela, weak-ass ground ball End of the game. The game can change if Drury lays down any type of successful bunt to get those runners over. You get second and third, you could possibly pinch hit. They might have to walk your boy Theis. Then it's bases loaded. So let's just say they don't walk Theis and they go after him. Presley's been struggling. All Theis's whole mentality, think about this. With first and second, he's trying to get a hit. That's why he popped out. But his whole mentality would change. If he has second and third, he could do what he did the other night and drive one to center for a sacrifice to then tie the game. But no, he's trying to get a hit. So with that in play, let's just say Theis flies out to center field. We score a run. The other base runner goes to third. Urshela is now just trying to poke something in the outfield or get it through the infield. His mentality would change. And maybe Urshela comes through with a big hit. But no. You have a golden opportunity. And fuck you, Nevin, for not laying down a bunt when you should have. Don't blame this one on Perry. You're the freaking manager. Manage the goddamn team. When is the last time we've seen a bunt from this team? And not even when's the last time we've seen a bunt? Have we seen a successful bunt? No, because I bet you in batting practice they don't try to work on that. Let's look up and down this lineup on capable guys who could bunt. A, Renifo. B, Neto. C, Ward. You can go, and if you don't want to give bunts to Rendon because he's such a high-profile player, Ohtani, I've seen Ohtani bunt, but he's not going to do it now. You're not going to see Trout bunt because he can't even make contact with a fucking ball. But you have other guys up and down this lineup that could possibly bunt. You could put one of the catchers in there to bunt. Bunt the ball! I mean, seriously, we've seen Texas come in here and bunt when they needed to bunt. They stole bases when they needed to steal bases. They did double steals on us. Why? We don't run. We don't bunt. All that stuff that we used to say, man, Mike Scioscia plays that National League ball. It's kind of boring. Well, you know what? It won games. It won games. Over and over and over, it won games. And when he had the right talent in there, it won games. I'd rather win than lose stupid-ass games like this. It's almost like a UFC match where a fighter is just beating the shit out of a guy, but, the guy keeps getting bailed out because he could hold out for a round or two, and he's been beaten up. He's always in these holds. The guy's got him. He's just pounding his head with his elbow or his fist, and for some reason, he's taking a huge beating. He's getting bloodied, and the referee's not going to call it because it's not quite there yet. The guy's still coherent, this and that, barely holding on. His back he's being pushed against the fence. It looks like it should be over at any moment, but it's getting prolonged, and then all of a sudden, the guy who's been getting his ass kicked will just do a reverse, or he'll catch the guy slipping for a second, slips out of a chokehold, puts that guy in a chokehold, and then all of a sudden the guy can't breathe, and that's it. He's tapping out, and it's over. That's how it was. The Angels had the Astros on the ropes and were ready to go in for that kill shot, but then they slipped out of it. They gave the control right back to Houston, and Houston just snapped their neck, and it was over. It was over, just like that. You gave a guy Presley that was just on the ropes. You had him. You had you could have won this series and stayed within 2 games. You could have sent a message to Houston, like, hey, don't look at us. Don't think that we go away. We like to come back. We did you in the first game. Now we did you in the last game. Ha. You won the series. Nope. All the confidence goes to a beat up, injured, and a slumping Astros team as they leave here. And the same, and we're going to go to Ohio and play those buttheads who, again, wokest team in baseball. But besides whatever you think about how they did the name change, that team's got good pitching. They hit worse than we do, but what does it matter? We have a good inning and we disappear for 6. And then this team, I guarantee you, when we go to Ohio, they'll probably win 1 or 2 games because we disappear for a few innings. Let them chip away with a run here, a run there, committed error, and then bam! There you go. We lose the game because their pitching's good at the back end of that bullpen. Or their starters will go a long time, just like they did today. 11 more strikeouts today. 8 from the top 3. So you had 3 strikeouts from our boy Ward, hat trick. You had 3 from our boy Trout, hat trick. And you had 2 from Ohtani. 8 strikeouts out of the 11 came from those guys in the top 3. That's awesome. In a sarcastic way. Again, jury's still out on Marcus Thames. I don't know if he has control of what these hitters do or they don't do. I don't know if Nevin says, hey, creative control's in your hands, guys. You handle it. However you feel the situation, attack it the way you would. Because I sure as hell don't see him giving any signs to these guys. I don't see most of these hitters look over at the third base coach. So maybe it is on them. Maybe there is no, hey, man, if you think about it right here, use your wise, your mind as far as a baseball player and say, hey, you know what? We should bunt right here. We should bunt right here. Or just give him the sign like, hey, man, when you're up right now, we got first and second. Bunt these 2 guys over. Make sure you get the ball down. Make sure you don't bunt it up in the air. And let's try to win this game. Let's just try to tie this game. Because, again, I mean, say what you want to say about this bullpen. They gave us a chance to win the game. Shohei gave us another chance to win the game. He said, here we go, man. 2-run home run. Try to get this last run. You have nobody out. Let's try to get some guys on. And credit to the Angels, got the first 2 guys on. However you want to say it, Rendon beating out that hit, or the infield single, Renfroe getting one up the middle. Boom, you had 2 men on. You're set up. You're set up to succeed. Just do. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Any other manager, whether it's freaking little league to high school, junior high, would have bunted in that situation. You're in your final inning. Why risk a chance with a guy who's hit into a lot of double plays this year, being Brandon Jury, second on the team in double plays only to Renfroe? Why would you risk it when you have 2 men there that you could easily bunt over and give a chance to the next 2 guys to be the hero? I much rather go out knowing that I gave my team the best chance to win. Because Drury striking out there right there is helping the Houston Astros. That is not your best chance to win. That is not giving your team the most opportunities. That is called giving an out away. That's what that is. Because again, his whole mentality would have changed had there been second and third. But again, our boy Theis was trying to go the other way and popped out. Urshela was just trying to make some magic. Didn't happen. But you don't put those guys in those situations. You don't have to if you play it right. The entire inning, the strategy of Houston completely changes. Hell, the pitches that are called by Maldonado are completely different. But you played right into the Houston Astros' hands. This isn't the Miami Marlins. You're playing the world champs. So by playing the world champs, you want to send a message that we can hang with you. But no. It's the same old message we send Houston every year. No matter what, if we play them 19 times or like we're going to play them this year 12 times. It's the message of, you're obviously better than us. You obviously can out-coach us. You obviously can out-pitch us. You're more clutch than we are. You are hit better than we do. You defend better than we do. You have a better general manager. You have a better owner. Just hand it all to them. They are all there. It is all there to see. Have we proven them wrong at all? No. And let me tell you, because I'm not quite done with this freaking rant, because I want to share something with you guys. And I was pulling this up during the game because I'll tell you why they can never make the postseason. I'll tell you why exactly. So check this out. You want to look up north, and I hate comparing the Angels to the Dodgers. But Dodgers went 43-9 last year versus their division. 43-9. Actually, it was 2021. They went 43-9. That's insane. That's a cheap ass, weak ass division. 43-9. Okay. Angels against them, winning record Year before that, 2021, 8-11. Year before that, 2020, 5-5, 10-9, 8-11, 500 against that team. All time, that's the only team in the division they have a winning record against. 389 and 329 all time. Against the Texas Rangers, actually, they have a winning record. 479 and 504, but Texas has split series the last 4 years. No reason to be splitting series with the Texas Rangers prior to this year. This year, if you want to say it's different, then it's different. But before, no. How about against the Oakland A's, who are the Oakland A's? Since 2019, Angels were 6-13 against them, 4-6 in 2020, 4-15 against them in 2021. In 2022, we're 12-7. This year, we're 5-2. But all time against the Oakland A's, 484 and 529. That's a win percentage of only 47%. Now you look at a team that barely came to this division not too long ago, and let's look at the record against the Houston Astros. This is what they've done since they've come to the American League West. The Houston Astros came to the American League West in 2013. Angels went 9-10 against them, and they sucked back then. In 2014, though, when the Angels had that good run, the last playoff run, they were 12-7 against Houston. That makes up for something if you think about it. If they were winning records in a year where they had a really good record against a division opponent, that usually gets you to postseason. So they were 12-7 that year, right? Last time they made the postseason. Now let's look at every year that they've played Houston since, and see if you can find the trend here. Who's your daddy? If this was Boston and New York, you'd be saying Houston. You'd be, or if you're the Angels, because you'd be like, who's your daddy? And if they say, if they chant that to us, we have to say Houston. 2015, we were 9-10 against them, under 500. 6-13 against them in 2016. 7-12 against them in 2017. 2018, we were 6-13 again. 2019, we were 5-14. 2020, in the COVID year, only 6-4 in the 10 games. So that's the second only team. That's 2020 was like the last best chance for us to make the postseason. We missed the postseason by 2 games. 2021, 6-13 against Houston. 2022, last year, 6-13 against them, and so far 1-2 against them. So since 2013, and only 2 other times that we faced Houston prior in interleague play, we have an overall record against the Houston Astros all time of 76 wins and 112 losses. By far, meaning the Houston Astros have owned our asses, and they continue to do it, whether they're at their peak or whether they're struggling like they are this year. And yet we're probably going to let them pass us here in the next few days, because we go on a road trip against Ohio, America's butthole, and then we go to Baltimore. And Baltimore ain't no slouch. Had it not be for Tampa Bay, Baltimore would be in first place right now. That's a tough-ass team. And so you tell me, with a team that has had the starting rotation, which should have been a strength, start to fall apart. Our bullpen does look a little bit better, but still shaky at times, very much so. And an offense that is so frustrating because you could see the talent up and down the lineup. But then what happens is we've lost 3 catchers, and despite the injuries, this team can put up a crooked number 1 inning, but then just obviously disappear for the rest of the game until maybe the 8th or 9th inning and strike for a run or 2. How many times have we seen that? You got to keep applying the pressure, and this team doesn't do that. This team doesn't steal bases. It doesn't bunt. It doesn't move guys. No. Station to station, that's it. And it's very frustrating because a lot of these guys are still trying to hit the long ball. I thought it was going to change this year. I thought for sure we got our shit straight, and we're like, you know what? We've got to stop going for we know chicks dig the long ball, but we got to start going for hits. Because every other team I see come into Anaheim can bloop us to death. Can run us out of innings. Because they're too fast, or they're patient. They're not always crushing home runs against us. They're just blooping the shit out of us, hitting it where it ain't. And we seem to hit a lot of line drives right at people. We're obsessed with a velo, and we're swinging at pitches head high or chest high. It's not going to work, dude. I don't know if it's Thames. Last year, it was so easy to blame Sereno and Reed. I don't know what the problem is this year. I can't put my finger on whether it's Nevin's mentality, the way he's trying to push these instructors to teach these players, or if it's the player's arrogance that says, no, you can't tell me anything. I'm going to swing the way I want to. I don't see signs being relayed to players. It just seems like they just let them go up there and do their thing. And if they feel that they're hot, they need a day off, then that's when you see a manager move and say, okay, Rendon, take the day off, Drury, take the day off, or Renfro, take the day off. We'll put Urshela back out there, or we'll put freaking Renifo in your place. I don't really see the in-game adjustments either. So it's a lot of things that are troubling me because I don't believe this team should be where they are right now. I think we are helping other teams more than we're helping ourselves. We're making things so much easier for our opponents. Instead of going for the kill and getting the runs that are given to us, taking what's there, we're just like giving easy outs. It is so frustrating. This game really, really pissed me off. This one, I mean, I could take a loss like last night because I know that Valdez usually always owns our ass. I can't remember the last time we've beaten him. So it's like losing to him, it's like, okay, I've kind of already chalked that one up as a loss. But this one, I'm like, okay, we have a shot in this one. Even if Canning doesn't come with his best, we should have a pretty good shot in this one. But no. Somehow, some way, we get in our own way. Every single time. So now, at a record of 20-18, you're like, man, the 2 games up at 500, why are you freaking out so much? Again, like I said yesterday, you need to win these games against division opponents. You cannot give them away. Losing a game straight up 5-1, if they led from start to finish, it's a tough game. You tip your hat and you move on. But when you have an opportunity to win like this, you must take advantage. It is terrible the way this team thinks and goes about doing things. I do not like it. So let's get to the Stamos Award for the best player on the field. Let's get these over with real quick. John Stamos for the best. That's Roger Lodges. If you're new to the show, Roger Lodges is a love boy right there. He represents the best player on the field. He's going to give a trophy to that person, and that set person is going to be Christian Javier. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 11 Ks. Angels struck out 14 times total, but he only surrendered the 1 home run to Renfro. Other than that, he goes to 3-1 on the year. Now, for the Angels, we're gonna give it. We're gonna have the Nacho Night Award, which is given by Paul Sereno, last year's hitting coach. So this one is this one will be given to the worst player on the field. So let's find out who that was.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
Whoops. Okay, so you left about 11 guys on base here for the Angels tonight. Drury left on 4 by himself. I could have given it to him. I was going to give it to Trout, but I'm going to give it to Ward. I'm going to give it to Ward because, again, you come through with just 1 hit tonight, and that's what happens. You get too many of these guys going 0 for 4. Drury's 0 for 4 is glaring, along with Neto's 0 for 3, but Ward's is more glaring because it's in front of the big bats. And Ward had the hat trick tonight. I swear to God, had it not been for that so-called quote-unquote hit in the 9th inning by Trout, I would have given it to him because I'm tired of his strikeouts. But no, I'm going to give it to Ward because his were just equally as bad. And how about the fan stealing the ball from him? He might have made that catch, but that fat fuck in the first row put his hands up and knocked the ball out of his hands, and it went to the other fat fuck. And there it goes. I mean, that could have been out right there. And I was thinking, oh, God, did Ward break his rib? He looked kind of queasy after that one, but thankfully he stayed in the game. But then his bat didn't stay in the game. His bat was equally as queasy as he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So 3 more strikeouts for the Angels. I thought we were getting past that. I thought we were getting past the whole strikeout thing. This team struck out 14 times. Again, yesterday they struck out 14 times. 28 strikeouts in 18 innings. That's over a strikeout that's averaging out to almost 2 strikeouts per inning. That's terrible. That's last year in a nutshell. That's how this team was last year. There was no productive outs. And so far in this series against Houston, no productive outs. A lot of stupidity in the box. A lot of non-contact. When you're getting better contact on the opposite side by guys who are batting 200 or less, that has been a problem. We have noticed that in previous series that, again, the Angels, look, another problem if you want to talk about starting pitching, Sandoval's been guilty of this. Shohei's been guilty of this, so I'm not letting anybody off the hook when it comes to this. And also Canning, Suarez especially, and Reed Detmers, and down the line, and even in the bullpen, when you get a guy 0-2, every other team at 1-2 or 0-2 goes for the kill shot and stays out of the zone. Unless you're Estevez and you've got some really lightning fast fastball or movement on your fastball, do you then challenge a hitter 0-2 with a fastball? No. Or you keep a pitch in the zone because you're that confident. But this team will throw the sweeper, the sweeping slider, the slurve, the curve, the split finger, or even a fastball on an 0-2 count or 1-2 count in a situation when there's runners on. And it makes no sense because all the batter does is work with what you give him, punch it to right, pull it to left, and there you go. Either you give up a hit or you give up a home run, and bam! Just like that, you're giving up a crooked number in the inning as well. Why do we refuse to just go with what got us there in the first place? Get those swing and misses on the ground, on the outside corner, or keep the pitch down. Make the guy earn it. Stop leaving it up in the zone where you just have to put a bat on it and it flares it out to right field. It flares it out to left field or it puts it in the center. Seems like all the times that we're up there, or we're swinging so hard we hit liners at center fielders, left fielders, right fielders, shortstops. Other teams up there are just trying to put the barrel on the ball and see what happens. You know, poke it the other way. Use what's left open for you. But no. The Angels want to just do things unconventionally. They're not even taking the when you've had, look, there's been several times they've thrown over to first base twice, which should tell the base runner he can't throw over here again. The catcher can't even throw over here. So you know what I could do? I could walk to second base. No, I've seen the Angels take advantage of that once. It's a free base, guys. And most of those are free bases with a pitch clock. You could time it and take off. He's not going to throw over. Why aren't we trying to run? I don't care what your name is. I don't give a shit if you have a number 27 on the back of your jersey. Why aren't you running? Is this an organizational thing? I just don't get it. You just, think about all the things that I brought up. If the Angels just do half those things right, meaning going after hitters with a kill shot instead of toying around in the zone, and trusting their stuff instead of throwing shit right down the middle, if they steal bases, if they sacrifice and get bunts or hit and run, their record could be far better. Their record could be far better. Or how about even making in-game adjustments? How about one of these hitting instructors that I've seen that I've been jealous over for the last 5 or 6 years that will sit on the first step of the bullpen or the bench. They'll jump off, and during the inning when their guy is struck out, he's having a tough night, and he'll go over and he'll say, "Hey, you know what? Let's look at what you did wrong." Instead of just Ippei and Ohtani, which for the most part he looks at because he's got the most time when he's not pitching to look at what he's doing. How come these guys don't check their tablets more? How come the pitching or hitting instructors aren't going over there and trying to help them? I see when I'm watching regional games on MLB Network or TBS and things like that, I'm watching most of those hitting instructors for those set teams come over there and give instructions to these players. And it blows my mind because it's like, wow, they're actually doing their job that they're paid to do. Why is it that these guys don't change up anything? Everyone has their set spot on that bench in the first row of the dugout and doesn't move. Doesn't move unless there's a home run and they have to physically get up to high five a player. Other than that, they sit on their candy asses the whole time and maybe tell jokes, spit sunflower seeds. It's the least active dugout I have ever seen, and I thought I saw everything last year and the year before with stupid-ass Joe Madden. I mean, I'm seriously, you saw more movement with Sosha there. As much as we criticized him the last couple of years he was here, maybe because he was out of touch, the analytics were kind of catching up with him. But he got a pass because years past, I mean, he had control of that entire thing. You saw hitting instructors go over there and talking to guys. You don't see it recently. You never saw it with Madden. He was too busy smoking a fat bowl. And it's terrible. It is terrible where this team has landed at this point because we should be far better than just 2018. XNC, let's get into the comments. XNC says, I wish I had better things to do. I wish I could quit this fucking game. I wish I did too. I was home today. Robert says, better in our own clubhouse. Justin Option says, I thought we were going to win. 0 outs, first and seconds, no outs. Truly sad. All it matters is in the 9th inning, should have played small ball there with the pinch runners. Exactly. Doy says it perfectly. Should have pinch ran for Rendon. Should have bunted with Drury. You have 2 more options to either tie or win the game. Almost a great game by Vetter. Vetter says Matt Moore signed my hat. Biggest highlight of the day. Well, there you go. Pinch hit exactly. Nah-Man says it's not Perry, it's Artie and Nevin. Robert says use Brett Phillips as a pinch runner or a pinch hitter to lay down the bunt. Why the fuck is he on the team if we don't use him? Exactly. He can't just be the hat guy. He's got to do something. I realize he's played in center field a couple times. He's played defensive matchups late in games. That's fine. He's even come into pitch. But he's so super fast, and as much as he can't hit, he can at least lay down a bunt. So I'm right there with you. Let's see, Finn, exactly. I was saying the same thing. Vetter says my dad was saying to bring the Phillips in to pinch run. Ward at this point is garbage. Bring up Adele, Cabbage, or Moniak. And again, look. I don't think Adele will be called up this year. He's going to be trade bait, but look at Moniak. Moniak's hitting nearly 400 down there in AAA. He has like 4 or 5 triples already. Guy's got speed. He's a great outfielder. Why the hell not bring him up? Justin Option says bad coaching. What Drury channeling his inner Kazi. Steve Lee says let's just say this game was disappointing. Doy says Shohei is your best bunter, and he is. And the guy does basically everything else. I've seen him lay down a bunt when they had to shift several times. Yeah, what the fuck, Nevin? That's basic baseball 101. Tommy Chin says. Mateo says ground ball. The Pena to Hensley, and the ball game is over. The Houston Astros won the game 5-4. Take the series along with Erica Watson, Mark Gubza. I'm Mateo saying bye from Anaheim. That's basically how it ended. Robert says outside of all that of it all, we need starting pitching now. Miami's making moves, bringing up their prospects. We have to do the same thing or fall out of contention by July once again. And that's the problem we face right now. Why did Nevin pick up the phone? Mateo says the 1-2 to Ohtani, high fly ball deep to right, and it's gone. 2-run homer by Shohei. It's now 5-4 in the 9th. The live is freezing on my end. Sorry about that. Greg says Angels lead the MLB in defensive fielding errors with 27 errors, unacceptable. And they also lead the league in double plays. Demetrio, what's up, my friend? How's it going? He says, what's up? Marty says, ordinary effort when Brantley and Altuve were out of the lineup. That's not to mention other pitchers who are not there. So this team and the bullpen's been much weakened over last year compared to this year. This team is a shell of the championship title it was last year. And again, the Angels make him look championship worthy. Greg said, Mateo says Ohtani is the fastest guy on the field. He should try and steal. The only time he doesn't go all out is when he's pitching. Exactly. Jim Hoyt says, if you're not going to bunt, choke up. Pete Rose, great example. A great example yourself right there. This team is cursed, Mateo says. Trout is the fastest guy than Ohtani. Rendon cost us this game, Hayes says. His error did lead to 2 more runs. Mateo said, Todd, Roger Lodge would have kicked you off his show by now. Remember, he doesn't like negativity. He hates negativity. We had 14 strikeouts today, correct. Greg says, putting in a pinch runner on first for Rendon and then having Drury bunt to move the runners over is a Samurai Japan move. Nevin and the Angels are not Samurai Japan. Well, you know what? It's a Texas Ranger move because they did that to us in the last series, and we did not take, and they took advantage of it, and they scored both of those runs. We did not. You should have given it to Ohtani for false hope. Nah, Justin, that home run was a home run. Jim says, point of order, Theis is our power hitter and highest batting average. Swirly thing hitter. Nevin doesn't spank him anymore. Mateo says, when you have a hitter 0-2, get the hitter to chase. Exactly what I've been talking about. Use your best pitch in that situation. Ohtani attacks the hitters on 0-2, and he's got a nasty split finger, but he's also left that sweeper up there several times. Let's see. Y'all fucking playing like girls, and Ward and Trout, you playing like Sereno's here. Canning and everybody on this team deserves their asses chewed out by the coaches at this point. 15 strikeouts. It's like Sereno never left. That's what Grill Master's been saying. Also, number 5 would have run shit. He might have been a stolen base leader. Yeah, Pujols, he says. The season is over. Here comes a collapse 14-game losing streak. Here we go. Danny Cacho says, this loss is a heartbreaker. It sure was. I can't wait for all you players to have your... Oh, no, I'm not going to put that. Jameson Bruce says, they play a lot of baseball not to get hurt instead of playing to win. When was the last time Trout laid down the ball and stole a base? Dude, I can't remember the last time he's done that, to be honest with you. And that's the problem. I mean, again, that's baseball 101. And it's just like this guy would say.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Did someone say Ward and Trout went on the same hitting instructor this winter? Where is the closed door meeting? Mateo says. Grillmaster says, never expect to win versus any good team, even if you have 2 on and nobody out. Mateo says, let me manage the Angels. I would get these guys moving. And there's no doubt you would. Marty says, time for Nevin to head into the sunset if he doesn't come back with a series wins against the Guardians, Orioles, and the Twins. We're going to need those wins. I don't know if we can take all them wins against those teams because a couple of those teams are pretty good. Put Ward back at the bottom of the lineup. I'm with you, Grillmaster, on that one. When can we get a win when it matters? I guess we'll take a call now. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd.
What's going on?
I don't know, really fucking pissed. Drury went for one of the pitches down in the dirt.
Yeah, it was 2 pitches in a row that he had laid off of that had put the count to 3-2, and then all of a sudden, dude, he swings at like ball 5 and strikes out. So I mean,
it's like, stop trying to be the hero.
Yeah, I mean, look to me, there's a reason why if he lays down a bunt, and this is any other baseball team. He lays down a successful bunt, moving the runners to second and third. Guess who's getting all the high fives going into the dugout? Drury. Exactly. He's going to get all the love because they're going to be like, man, you did the unselfish thing right there. That's trying to help the team win. That's what we needed in that specific situation. Instead, dumbass strikes out.
Yeah, it's like, if you set him up, I was saying this, like, set him up. Then you have a chance for 2 sac flies and ending the game.
Exactly. I mean, you just need one bleeder at that point, or like you said, a sacrifice fly. And even if let's just say, like I said, they keep in Theis, and Theis hits one to the outfield. The runner scores from third if they would have had Phillips in there instead of Rendon, right? So I'm pretty sure Phillips would have scored, and then you would have, if the runner didn't advance to third, he's still at second. If Urshela grounds out, we're still playing. At least you give yourself a chance to continue to play. But no, we don't even give ourselves a chance at home to go to extra innings.
It's just annoying, like, that we don't put in Phillips at all, a guy who can play, who's proven he is a good player.
Yeah, I mean, he could have did something on the bases. They could have tried a double steal even, catch them off guard. But no, dude, I mean, just I don't understand. I mean, they did everything right until they got the first and second with nobody out. And then it's just like, who cares?
It's like, oh, we're in it. Let's take some slack. Let's cut some slack. No, you don't fucking cut slack right there when you're about to tie the game up.
Exactly. I mean, like, literally, if you're this reminded me as if I was playing my stepson or like when you play your little brother in the MLB show and he somehow gets a couple hits and you're just toying with him and you're like, if he was smart, if he knew the video game, he would bunt right here and try to win the game. But no, he's going to swing for the fences. I'll just strike him out, 1, 2, 3. And that's what you do. It felt like a video game at the end. It's like you played right into their hands.
I know, it's stupid. Drury is so worried about, let's get all this stuff. Lay down a bunt!
Yeah, I mean, I was yelling at my TV, bunt, bunt, bunt. I said it over and over. And after about the third pitch, I was like, yeah, he's not going to bunt.
I know, it's just stupid. Like, why can't you be somewhat unselfish? Be the hero. Be the guy that lays down the bunt when no one else will.
Yeah. I mean, even
Well, you have all these guys that are doing good on the mound. You can't see them do anything to give them run support.
Yep. I mean, because
Hurricane finally make his comeback. No run support. Para, no run support. No run support at all.
Guarantee, man, it's tough.
You have so many players that can lay down the bunt that refuse to because they're worried about getting the money, like Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, and think about it. You know, Drury's already gotten the money, so I mean, I think it would have endured to Angel fans if he laid down a bunt right there. You know, like we know you can hit a home run, we know you can hit a walk-off double. That's fine. You did it before on this homestand. You know, in Game 1 against Houston, against Texas or whatever, or in Houston. I think. No, it was Texas.
Wild pitch was Texas to win Game 1.
Oh, so it was Houston. Yeah, Houston. He had that big hit. So it's like okay, you did that already, but you could have caught them off guard. Maybe they wouldn't have been thinking you were going to bunt, because I didn't see the corners pull up at all for Houston. I'm sure you were there. They didn't pull up, so they were playing back. So you might have been able to get a bunt single. You never know. It would have been bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, you would have been bases loaded. And Dice could have probably shocked the world and gotten a Grand Slam walk-off.
Or something. He could have doubled down the line and won the game.
Yeah, like, even then, like, you could argue it's 1 out. It's everyone else's game. But still, that out could have been prevented if you lay down a fucking bunt.
Exactly. And you know what's worse than all of this? Nobody in the media is going to call him out. Maybe only Sam Blum, which I don't even think he's welcome to the Angels dugout anymore. But he'd be the only one to ask Nevin, why the hell did you not lay down a bunt right there? Everyone else is going to be like, hey, Nevin, tough game tonight, huh? Wow, what are your thoughts on Shohei's home run? They're going to give him softball questions. They're not going to really ask him what the hell he was thinking. Why didn't he do this? Call him out for his stupidity as a manager? Or what's wrong with Trout? They're just going to be like, wow, man, when's the next time you're going to have another Trout bobblehead?
Yeah, it's just, when is Ohtani going to pitch next at home?
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, not worrying about, we have to sweep like the Guardians of the Galaxy. You got to practically sweep Baltimore.
Yep. Or at least
to keep in this game.
And that's the thing too. I mean, you're 2-4 at home. I can understand if you have a rough road trip, okay, but you're at home. You got to protect. You know, it's like Under Armour's old, slogan: "We must protect this house." It's like, well, you got to protect home, and they look pretty shitty at home. I mean, you let Oakland come in here and beat you, at home. You let a couple other sorry ass teams beat you, and then you let two teams that, again, Texas has injuries, Houston has injuries. The time to get them is now, and you let Texas walk all over you, and you let Houston steal 2 games from you.
Yeah, Houston. I'm scared to see what we have to do, what the game score is going to be like when we play them again. Because let's face it, we're going to have to play them again, and Altuve may be back, and they're going to have their big power hitter back. I'm scared for that game.
Yeah, they're going to have Brantley, and they're going to have Altuve back, and they're possibly going to have a couple pitchers that are on the IL as well back.
Like, if you can't kick them while they're down, you can't kick them at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like wrestling references: to be the man, you got to beat the man, and the man was actually hurt.
You can't do that.
You can't do it. He's playing with a bum ankle, and you still take. Yeah.
You build up to be the man, but you clearly can't. All right, because you're not the one making the plays, like laying down the bunt, making the sack flies. Everyone on the team is worried about being the big star. Being a star doesn't mean you get a hit every time. Being a star means you can lay down a bunt once in a while.
Exactly. See, a lot of players on the Angels over the years, there's a lot of fans that you can ask them, like besides Trout and Ohtani or Vladimir Guerrero, you ask them, who was your favorite Angels growing up? And they'll say, they won't name the big, they'll say the big names, but then they'll be like, well, other guys I liked because they had heart. Sean Figgins, Eric Ibar. Why? Because those guys weren't all up there to hit the home runs. They laid down the bunts. They did the little things. They did, singles. They played good defense. Those hitters through the years, David Eckstein's, people loved Fletch till Fletch, went upside down. Like, you had all these players that, weren't the big, super sexy home run hitters, but they did the little things and they played good defense and they were pillars for the big guys. And those are the hitters that this team needs. Those are the leaders that this team needs, and we don't have enough of those guys. We don't have guys that are winning.
I feel like we brought Fletcher up. Fletcher would still be trying to do. If we brought Fletcher up until we put him in tonight, until we pulled him up, until we put him in the game tonight, and he was put in Drury's place, he would have laid down the bunt, seen they're playing back, pulled the bunt down, and gotten the bases loaded.
Yeah, or at least sacrifice. I mean, I think you're right. If Fletcher's up there right there, he's bunting 100%.
He's doing something to get the bases loaded.
Yeah, unless Nevin tells him not to bunt. But I think in that situation, he would probably take it upon himself to lay down a bunt.
I think even no matter what Nevin told him, he would have laid down the bunt, seen that they're playing back, laid down the bunt, gotten the bases loaded, and Nevin would have said, I said not to, but you did a good job. Laying down the bunt, getting the bases loaded, getting us back in this game.
Yep, exactly.
Nevin would have kind of been upset that Fletcher didn't listen, but he laid down the bunt, gotten them back in the game. And we could still be playing right now if the Drury had laid down the bunt.
Yep, or we could have won. So, good.
Yeah, we could have been over with 2 sack flies, or we could still be playing.
Exactly. Well, good call, Landon. I'm going to get back to a few more of these messages, man. I feel your frustration, my man.
It's so annoying. And they deliver the game ball with Tyler's jersey. I was hoping maybe we can muster up a win for Tyler tonight.
Yeah.
We just absolute shit in the bed.
Yep. Well, it wasn't your guys' fault, so I know that. But all right, Landon.
All right,
take it easy, bro. And one other thing I'm gonna say about that, I'm like I said in the beginning, I think I'm over Nevin. I think I'm over this whole experiment with Nevin. But the problem is he ain't going nowhere. I mean, it would look terrible. Oh. It's the Halo Honk line.
Well, that in the last inning.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know that,
This
dude.
is what I think the Angels are doing recently, or the past 2 years, or actually for the past 8 years. This is what they're doing. They're playing the home run derby, not baseball. They try to hit it, and if it's not a home run, it could be a double, it could be a single, it could be a triple. But they don't play the small ball. I've never seen them play small ball. And all they care about is the exit velocity. What the fuck? Like, if you exit velocity does not matter if it's hit directly to the player.
Yeah, because look, like you're saying right now, if I go on MLB right now, game day, and I'm looking at the box score right now, all I see is at-bats, runs, hits, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, left on base, and average. There's no velo there. So a hit is a hit is a hit, meaning you can hit that ball trying to bunt and get on first base, it's still a hit. If I hit the ball in front of the outfielder, still a hit, and he drops. If I hit it on the ground and it gets through, it's still a hit. It doesn't matter. You're right.
The only velocity matters in this game is pitch velocity. And I don't know why Ohtani threw like 10,000 sweepers yesterday. Of course it's going to get hit. It's the best pitch in baseball, but a best pitch in baseball is going to get hit if you throw like 10 times. Usually a hitter's going to recognize the spin, and they're going to hit it. And it's gone. That's what he did to Maldonado, and it's gone. Like, I don't understand why Ohtani would throw like 10,000 sweepers. He has like the splitter and a curveball and the overpowering fastball. I would have thrown the 101 mile an hour heat there because the next at bat, he couldn't even catch up to the 93 mile per hour sinker. So he would not no chance of catching up to 100 mile per hour.
Yeah, I mean
mile per hour fastball. Yeah.
He struck out he struck out swinging like it was 97 miles per hour. Now, I understand if you swing and miss at a 93 mile per hour fastball a couple times, okay. But the thing that's alarming me, I don't know if you saw it yesterday as well, Supra, is the pitches that were thrown outside and low, or even in the strike zone. He was getting the bat and the barrel on him, but he was fouling him to the right side, meaning he was early. And then on all his strikeouts, he's swinging way late, even on 93 to 94 mile per hour fastballs, meaning his timing is way off.
Yeah. You should have noticed. This is why I want Max Stassi back, because Ohtani's calling his own pitches, which is bad. He only throws sweepers and fastballs. He's essentially a two-pitch guy, which is bad. So Max Stassi is the most trustable guy behind the plate. I know he sucks at batting. Yeah, he's a statue Stassi, I like to call him. But he's very good at calling pitches behind Ohtani. Anyways, back to today's game. The Angels need to stop playing home run derby and start playing baseball. And what I would do as a manager is show Japanese high school baseball. They do everything from bunting, like shifting, and everything. Like if we need to bunt, we bunt. If we're not getting hit, you bunt. You play small ball, and if you want to play long ball, we could play long ball, and we don't fucking jog to first base. We fucking dash to first base to try to get that fucking hit. Like major league players don't do that, but if we do that, that'll be a game changer. They know, and if you have that reputation that we're not gonna fucking jog, we're gonna dash to first base, they're gonna make more errors against us because they have to throw it quickly, and if you throw it quickly, they make more errors.
Yeah.
Just saying, we should play baseball.
Well, I hate when people try to reinvent the game. I hate when they try to do things that don't make sense. Like you start to see some of these hitters or some of these teams we don't need to bunt as much, we don't need to steal bases. It's all about on base percentage, getting walks, hits. That's all fine, but you still need to do those things, and they're saying those aren't productive outs. How are they not productive outs? If you bunt two guys in a scoring position and you score at least one, you got one in. Who's to say, like what happened today, those three batters don't do anything, then you just wasted an entire inning. You didn't get anything for it. So it's very frustrating that these guys try to keep reinventing the wheel. It's the same reason why we lose these extra inning games, because while other teams sit there and say, let's hit the ball to the right side, move the ghost runner to third, or let's bunt and move the ghost runner to third and give two guys an opportunity to give us the lead. Every other team takes that mentality except the Angels. Angels are like, no, let's hit a 2-run homer. It's like, come on, man.
Yep. Maybe because Arte gets more money when someone hits a homer, but who knows. But anyway, Drury should have bunted there. If Matt Fice grinds out, we would have been tied. And Urshela, if he could get a hit, we would have won. If he did it, we'll be in extras. Who knows what happens there?
Well, like I said, dude, his mentality would have changed. So let's just say again, Drury gets the job done, second and third. What if he has a different approach and a different swing? He gets a ground ball because their infield's playing in, and it squeezes through one of those sides. 2-run score, game over. It's over. It's over just like that. And then we're talking about what an epic win. They scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. That's clutch. But no, we're talking about this team being not clutch again.
Yeah. Also, besides that, what the hell were they doing in the first 3, 5, 8 innings? They were just striking out, grinding out. Renfroe hit a 2-run run, nice, but he still strikes out. But he also got a hit today, which started almost game-ending rally. But yeah.
No, they get lazy and they don't. While other teams adjust either pitching wise or whatever defensively, the Angels will just sit there and take the same approach. They don't have in-game changes, which I thought was going to be different this year, but it's just the same old Angels. They don't change up.
I also heard from Locked On Angels. I was listening to their podcast, and there was like some sources saying like Aaron Loup was being told like throw pitches outside so he can strike out people. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Loup isn't a strikeout person. He's a ground up pitcher, and yeah, I think that's why he's been struggling, because he tries to throw like a curveball way outside, and just the count goes full and he walks or he gets hit. Like, he's a ground up pitcher, like.
Yeah, he needs to be more consistent in the zone and trying to get guys to swing, because that's what they're doing. They're poking the ball against Loop to right field. He's got to be jamming right-handed hitters inside, and then doing the same thing to lefties. Lefties, he's trying to throw the sweeper out and over the plate, and that's why they're crushing him. So, like, he actually has, I think his batting average against the righties is .235, and it's something like almost 400 for lefties against Loop. That's why that dude Tellez hit that nice game-winning hit in Milwaukee against him, because he doesn't know how to strike out or get guys lefties out, which is weird for a lefty. But yeah, there's all sorts of issues that they need to tweak. If they were to tweak and sit these guys down for about a week and work on fundamentals, which is apparently a bad word in the clubhouse. So it's like saying the N-word in real life. You can't say fundamentals. You can't say that F word in the dugout, because if you say fundamentals, these players run or you know what I mean, like they don't gravitate to it.
Yep. The Angels have a one how do I say this? Like a one-way mentality. Like, every pitcher tries to strike out, and that's why Luke struggles, and a lot of people in the bullpen struggle, because he's not a strikeout pitcher. Shohei knows how to strike out, so
yep.
He doesn't struggle too much. And the batters, they do the same thing. They're not all home run hitters, but they try to hit home runs. That's why we're not hitting, or we're striking out.
It's just I wish these players, these hitters would fall into roles like the bullpens need to, and then we would have something. We would have something good.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Yeah.
We don't. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I appreciate the call, Supra. Frustrating day again.
Yep.
Have a good one, my man.
See you later. Yep.
All right, that's Supra right there calling in. Let me get back to these comments here. Courtney says, "Let me manage this team. We are so sorry looking sometimes. I can't freaking I can't disagree with that. I did play that clip about you play to win the game. Let's see. Grillmaster's going off. Where's the discipline? Sean asked a question. You can't say all that they do is try to hit home runs when they have the 8th best on-base percentage. Okay, but what is their runners in scoring position? What is their runners in scoring position? Give me that stat, Sean, because it seems like they can get hits and they can get walks. But what do they do when they have those runners in scoring position? I'll wait, because that's the stat that means something. That's the stat that all of us on this network were bitching and moaning about as a worry going into the season and through the season so far. Runners in scoring position is not as bad as it was last year, but it is pretty bad this year as well. Sean also asked question, if Drury bunts the ball and fails, then what? We still lose and we still try to find someone else to blame. Now, you can say that, being hindsight what it is, but I'd rather go down knowing that we tried. So let's just say he bunts and he pops it up to Maldonado, or he bunts and he pops it up to a third base, or even the pitcher. At least we freaking tried. It's the Halo Honk line.
Is this the Halo Honk line?
This is the Halo Honk line.
Yeah, this is Jim from Catella High School, class of 75.
Hey, Jim, you are home of the Leprechauns. How's it going?
Oh, not good at all. Not good at all. You know, it was just like the other night when we had the walk-off. That's what they were hoping for. The whole place was dead all day, and then all of a sudden along comes the 9th inning, and everything sounded really good. They teased us, and I'm getting feedback here.
Oh, yeah, you probably got to turn that down.
And then, yeah, there we go. And just when we all started getting all excited in the ninth, then they let us down. And I couldn't agree with you more on the bunt. We've talked about that so many times. But, there was this guy by the name of Pete Rose one time, and what he would do is he would tell you, if you just need a little punch, try choking up a little bit. It works every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so damn frustrating. It was like going to the prom with the girl, and she teases you a little bit, and then boom, lets you down. And
yeah, she just gives you that obligatory hug, and it's like, all right, good night.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. We think we're going to hit the home run, and then all of a sudden, goodbye. See you later.
Yeah, you dropped me off at my mom's house.
Yeah, you've been there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I had that in high school, so there you go.
No, it was really sad. The whole atmosphere in the ninth inning, we're going, okay, yeah, we can pull this off. No, 1-5 homestand, and even that one where we won the walk-off, that shouldn't have been. I mean, that wasn't even good.
Well, it's 2-4. We won the first 2 games of each series.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, it easily could have been a 4-2 homestand at worst. It could have been a 4-2 homestand.
Uh-huh.
And it's just very frustrating again because you have all these scenarios. It's like Sean was saying before you called. Well, what if he doesn't lay down the bunt? Who are we going to? We'll just find someone else to blame. It's like, well, at least we know we were trying to do the right thing, even if he fails. You know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, let's change up our mentality for Theis coming up next to where he's not trying to have to get a hit because we wasted an out. There's all sorts of ways to look at it, but the number one thing that should have happened right there, I mean, any other manager, let's just role reverse Jim for a second. Tell me yes or no, if the Astros are in this situation where they need a run and they get their first 2 men on, what do you think they're doing with that batter?
Oh, it's unquestionable. They're going to bunt. I mean, this is not hard. Baseball, put them on, move them around, and let them score.
Yep.
I mean, it's so simple. And I think all these people, the Angels, have been watching too many reruns of Moneyball, where they keep saying, "Oh, we're not going to bunt. We're going to give up and out." And you can just picture Brad Pitt acting like Billy Bean, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're not going to bunt. We're not going to bunt."
Yeah, exactly. And and again, Jim, like look at it this way too. So you say, oh, I don't want to take Rendon out of the lineup. He's a hitter if we need him later in the game in extra innings. Well, those innings don't last very long, so that cancels your point right there. And then it's like speed. You have Brett Phillips, and even if Brett Phillips is only in there and the game has to continue, you have Renifo to replace him, or you could move Urshela to third. You could bring in Jake Lamb to play first. You got options, and he doesn't even want to go to him.
You mean put in somebody who can run faster than Rendon? That's called a pinch runner?
Yes.
Wow, what a concept.
Right?
Yeah. And then now you got the runner on third. When was the last time you saw this team try the old squeeze play?
Sosha.
You haven't seen that. There you go. Back in Sosha's time.
Yep.
It's been that long.
Yeah, and look what happened the other day when they had a fast runner at third. The wild pitch, Neto was already about 90% home already by the time the ball hit the backstop.
Absolutely.
So
that's old school. The only thing missing also is the Copenhagen in their back pocket. Here, kid, put a pinch between the cheek and gums. I mean, I hate change.
Yeah.
Me and Papa Fox, we don't like that crap.
Nope. He was up very, very visibly upset today.
Oh, I bet he was.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to let somebody else get in here and rant a little bit.
You got it, Jim. Appreciate the call, man.
Okay, we'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
That's Big Jim right there. King of 260. Let's see. Also, Lodge is not being positive in the show right now. He's yelling and saying bunt the ball. Oh, my God. He's actually got a real take. Uh-oh. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd.
It's Big 20.
I'm so wasted.
Yeah, dude. How can we lose to the stinking Astros today? I was watching the whole entire game, and I'm so mad. And now I'm watching surfing to get my mind off baseball again.
Dude, this game was very difficult to watch, man, especially at the end because, I mean, look, if you sat through the whole damn thing, you should have been rewarded. It felt like we're going to get rewarded for watching a shit game by a nice comeback, and then they do that to us.
Yeah. Well, my grandpa went, and he invited me. I'm like, I have a feeling you're not going to be happy afterwards. And I was right. I'm so glad I didn't go because we lost. And so I was like so happy I didn't go because we lost, and I would have been so mad. And now I get to watch surfing and be happy for the rest of the night.
Well, there you go. Just focus in on surfing, my man.
Yeah, and I'm going to surf tomorrow, and then this weekend my friends are in a contest, but I'm going to be free surfing where the free surfers can surf, and then 1 week until I go to the river party. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Hopefully you can get some play, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Well, we have an off day tomorrow, so I won't call in tomorrow, but I'll call in on Friday night after hopefully we beat the Ohio team and go Angels and hard time.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man.
Later.
All right, that was Big 20 right there. Get back to some of these, right? Yeah, he actually has a real take, meaning Roger Lodge not being a super honk out there, actually getting mad because he never is really. Oh. It's the Halo honk line.
Sums up our play.
Yes, I figured this was Grillmaster.
Yep, and I had to get you the sound effect.
Yep, there it is. What did you think of that ninth inning?
I was surprised that they even tried, first of all, to rally.
Okay.
Because the Astros bullpen, as we know, owns us, and we barely do shit against them, but I'm surprised that they did anything versus Presley.
Well, I mean, Presley's actually, this was going to be his second or third blown save already. So, I mean, he hasn't been exactly lights out, and he definitely wasn't lights out today. I mean, the Angels gave him some outs. I mean, and even if you look at Jury's at bat when he went 3-2 and struck out, of course he should have bunted. But look how Theis was overly aggressive on a guy who was missing off the plate a lot, and then so was Urshela. I mean, they gave him two easy more outs.
And for a guy I was about to start praising, even though I never thought I'd hear myself praising Theis.
Yeah, that was a terrible bat, dude. I mean, you got to look for something better in the zone.
Yeah. I was hoping that we would have a moment like this. But we unfortunately don't get such a moment.
Wow, even the callers have their sound bites. I love it.
I'm on my classic website for that.
Gotcha.
But unfortunately, stupid computer. Unfortunately, God, my computer's going crazy.
Wow, winning.
But unfortunately, Ryan Presley, sorry, said this. That is what he said to the runners.
I guess. I mean, look, they gave this one away. I know we brought it up many times, but they gave this one away. I much rather watch a game to where if it ended 5-2 after all those innings of the Angels doing jack shit, I would feel better about it, being like, okay, well, you know, they didn't have it today. We'll ridicule them for not doing anything. But then for them to get something going again and rip your heart out, get you all into it. Because, again, I was off my couch because I got home and I got off my couch and I was like, okay, this is turning into a game after listening and watching the game all day. I'm like, this is going to make it worth it. You know, I sat through this, you know, and then they rip your heart out.
And I'm surprised. Why did we not pinch hit? Is it because it's a getaway game?
No, because I think in a getaway game with a day off, you should have everybody available. There is no excuse for, we can't pitch Estevez today. We can't play this guy today. No, everyone should be available.
Jake Mike Lamb?
Dude, like I said, if it went to extra innings and you took Rendon out, you take freaking Phillips out, you put freaking Urshela at third, or you put Renifo at third, and you keep Urshela at first, or you put Lamb in, stuff like that. There's so many options Nevin had. And for him just to be like,
you probably have to put Oki in there.
Who cares at this point? You know, you have an off date tomorrow. You know, like if Dice has played eight or 9 innings behind the plate and, you know, you wanted to pinch hit for him, who cares? Do it. You know, like again, you have a day off tomorrow. Everyone can rest up their little pinky toes and their vajayjays if they're that sensitive. You know, like come on.
And because there are no moral victories in baseball, we have to hear this.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That.
Yeah, because this game in the end, it counts as same as a 9-0 loss or a 1-0 loss. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just I'll only be okay with this if other teams in the standing or wild card standings go down. Like if Boston goes down to Atlanta, the Phillies managed to come back and beat the Blue Jays. That helps.
Yeah, but right now I'm not caring about that, bro. I'm caring about what we do in the West, because what we do in the West is going to depend on if those games in the East and Central matter. And again,
well,
we're blowing games left and right, dude.
And look, the pitching is not the problem. Our bullpen is doing just fine. Sure, like last year, there's a few games where they gaff, and yes, there's a couple games they gaff this year, but it's the offense. It is not the pitching. I mean, Griffin Canning was his own worst enemy today. The throwing to first was stupid on his part, and after seeing the replay in the 4th inning, Myers clearly beat that ball out, and that didn't look like an error from Rendon.
Well, here's my thing. I don't know if you've had much job experience, but the Angels remind me of that dude you work with out of high school. You know, you're at a job, and he likes to, you know, whether it's at a department store or restaurant or whatever, or a security officer, he's one of your fellow workers, and he just he's there for when the bosses are there, but then he does some things, but then he disappears. He'll go on long breaks, or he'll disappear and come back right before the big wigs come in. That's what the Angels offense reminds me of. They'll show up at first and you're like, oh man, this team looks good. And then they just disappear. And you're like, man, where did they go? You know, the innings fly by and then all of a sudden they show up when it's time to matter, and either they produce or they don't. And that's what we have right now. We don't put that consistent fear of a good hitting team in the pitcher's mind inning after inning. We disappear for a while and it shows.
And bad news, Texas beat Seattle 4-3 today, so.
Yep. There you go.
Fucking ridiculous. And now Texas gets an easy series. They get fucking Oakland.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's got Oakland's, those are guaranteed wins, either Oakland or Kansas City.
It's really, really sad to see this. All I can really say is,
what the fuck was that?
Basically.
Okay. All right, Grillmaster. Well, let me get to some more of these comments, man. Appreciate the phone call.
Yes, no problem. All right, Todd. Later. Go Angels. Got to beat Ohio.
Exactly. Well, there goes Grillmaster right there. He's back with a voice now. So you don't think this is a team. You don't play as a team. You don't think this team can play as a team. You don't leave as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts you can't even see the light of day. That has to go in with the where is that soundbite here? I have that's a rant right here. That is, where the freak did I put it? Because right now it got thrown around on here so much. Let's see, it's not there. It's definitely not this one.
Sorry, we're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Yeah, it's definitely not us right now. Oh, here it is. It's this one.
One more loss, which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never, ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts, you can't even see the light of day. One more loss and I'll do this.
That should have been Nevin. And instead you have Roger. I'm pretty sure he's not mad. He's more caring about this.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
That's what he wants. Greg says, you're asking Drury and Renfro to not swing for the fences, but those two guys will never bunt. They are one-year contract players who are playing for big numbers to justify an extension. Actually, you're wrong. Renfro is I don't expect him to bunt. He is playing for a contract. Drury just signed a 3-year deal with us, so he's locked in. So by him bunting, I think that would actually make the Angels and the fans much happier to see that this dude's willing to win. But I don't expect that from Renfro. I expect Renfro to swing for the fences. He'll probably hit 40 this year. Watch. Sterling says, Javier brings me despair. What a pathetic way to go down. Grillmaster says, also, Garrett Anderson did call out the misstep during the postgame. He said he felt we were going to win, but that all changed once Drury struck out instead of bunting. Exactly. Any dudes last night? Vetter said, great take, Mateo, right there. No more damn hammer. That's what they're saying. Bring back Ernesto Fieri. That's the one going back. Let's see. I've never seen a worse group of 25 players. Some guy screaming. Drury on a 2-year deal, by the way. Oh, it's a 2-year deal. At the very least, play for overtime or extra innings. Ball 4, ball 8, ball 12. And that's a chance. We didn't even get this guy into a situation where he could have pitched like that, because he could have given us an opportunity to win. You know what I mean? Like, he was a little bit wild being Presley.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close?
I mean, it started so good, that inning. I mean, we started so good, and I was getting very happy about everything. But then it just got us into a bunch of
emotional damage.
Vetter says there was a dude with a Moreno City Connect jersey, and to make it worse, it said Moreno and 03 as a number. Ooh. An actual Moreno fan? That's something. I think you have a better chance of finding a 4-leaf clover or me pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's wow. That's as rare as this.
Anymore. I just can't. And they can fire me if they want, but I can't sit around and listen to negative phone call after negative phone call. If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up.
See, I can't picture him doing that, like, even today, as frustrating as this game is, because, like, I'm willing to say this to Nevin.
You play ball like a girl!
And try to see his reaction, but I don't know if he'll have one or not. And like Mateo said earlier on, in the comments, I thought he was a more no-nonsense kind of guy. Doesn't seem to be it to me. That's just my hot take on that. I don't really see it from him because it just seems like he's rolling with the punches. Maybe he's, what is it called? He's got the strings. You know what I mean? Like people were pulling the strings and not him. Very, very frustrating day. So I'll tell you what, I enjoyed all the phone calls. I like the comments on here. I really appreciate that. And once again, go to 714 Tickets, where you can get 10% off any purchase, no matter if it's concert, anything. You can use it more often than not, which is over and over and over. And you can enter in to win a jersey courtesy of Halos in the Infield and 714 Tickets. Tomorrow will be reserved for a big announcement. And if I can get that big announcement out there, well, then there you go. We'll have we'll have something for you guys on the next homestand to be happy about. We'll give this one a day. I'll see how we feel. If we want to announce it before we start losing in Ohio or after, we'll figure during. We'll figure that out. But and Baltimore, as Grillmaster likes to say. But we'll see what happens, man. I mean, losses like this do not give me much. What's it called? It doesn't give me much to sink my teeth into and to be excited about moving into the series. So probably tomorrow I'll try to get that out of the way. I'll announce the big announcement for the page and for the network moving forward. It's a huge announcement. So if you guys catch anything on here for what do you call it? A live tomorrow. Be sure to tune in, and then we'll also have like a wrap up probably on our story or on the reel, so you can check that out. But we'll make a live announcement tomorrow, maybe around this time, depending on how the day goes. I don't want to give a specific time, but maybe I'll post it when we're ready to do it, and then we'll talk about it. And we got some fantastic news moving forward. Also, James just wants to give a shout out real quick. He says balls, and John Stamos are in the Angels offense.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
And thank you, Robert, for the post-game likes and telling everyone to hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Jim says before today's game, was not even considering the October cruise vacation. I was trying to be optimistic. Forget it. I'm on my way to New England. Fall colors, everybody. I don't argue with that at all, Jim. Have we been able to get the lady who does the graphics from the Angels Stadium? I hear she will be looking for a new job soon. Please give Heidi a like and a 5-star review. Thank you, Mateo. So with that being said, everyone enjoy the rest of your Wednesday afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. And we will check in with you tomorrow with a special report. And then also get ready for Friday's pre- and post-game show live from Ohio. As I got to pull up a couple of those sound bites from the old Drew Carey show. Take it easy, everybody.